Alright, so here we go, not working on Jeeps again. This is my newly inherited from my great uncle 1987 F350 10,000 GVRW dually. It's got a 6.9 diesel, indirect injection Navstar, a T19 4-speed, 12-foot flatbed with a 1,600-pound lift gate on it. In this video, we're going to be changing the rear diff fluid in a Ford Sterling 10 1/4. We're going to see what kind of gears this thing has in it. So I'll show you all around the truck real quick, then we'll get on it. So this truck, title says 122,000 miles, odometer showing 22,000. As you can see, the interior is in really good shape for the age. You can look at the pedals. The pedals aren't even worn. That's just dirt from the gravel driveway today. And everything works in the truck. There's a couple gauges that are non-functional, but floors are solid, cab's solid. It was originally a government-owned truck, owned by the Civil Air Patrol. And then some Southern Kentucky electric company had it, and I think it changed hands a few times, and then my uncle ended up with it. Used it to haul coal for his outdoor water heater. And he passed away and left it to me and my old man. So let's get on down here and look at this rear end and change this oil out. So anyway, there's what we're working with. It's a Ford Sterling 10 1/4. You got 12 half-inch bolts. A couple of these are studs on this other side, so you need a deep well socket also. And we're going to pull these out of here. Pull this cover off. Drain this old fluid out. And then we'll clean that cover up. And top her off. Just kind of doing a general maintenance because you don't know really how long it's been since it was changed last. So I'll pull the rest of all these little bolts out, and then we'll get to showing you what gear set we've got and cleaning up this nasty gear oil off this diff cover. So easiest way to identify one of these that I've found is it's got 12 bolts. There are two variations of this. Same axle, an early and a later one. Some parts interchanged, pinions different length, whatnot. I'm not an expert on these Fords. So anyway, I'll pull out the rest of these bolts and we'll see what we got. Alright, I got all the bolts out. Got one up there to hang it in. It's really hard to film down here. Not a whole lot of space for my fat ass. So we're going to tap this a couple times, see if we can get it broke loose. There it comes. Ooh, yeah, actually don't look too bad. Is that metal chunks? Oh my. No, that's air bubbles. Okay, whew. I was about to say, if that's metal chunks, well, this is going to be fun. But nope. It's just air bubbles. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it needed changed. Alright, well, I'll get this pulled off of here the rest of the way. And we'll see if we can see what gear ratio we got. I'm saying 4/10. Alright, so cleaning out the nasty goop that was in here. Don't worry, we'll coat all this real good and gear before we even think about moving it again. There was a little bit of metal chunks in the bottom, so we took a rag and wiped all that out. Now, I believe I cleaned the tag off on the outside. And I think it said 355. I don't know for sure. If anybody knows how to decode Ford pinion or ring gear codes, there's what this one has in it. I'd like to know. Boy, she seems like she's geared awfully low. Even with that 4-speed, I figure she would have a little bit more top end with 355s than what it's got. You run the dog crap out of this thing and you can go 60 miles an hour. You're turning like 3,200 RPMs. So, anyway, we'll look that up maybe. So we got this cleaned up, so now we're going to clean the cover up, clean the surfaces up, get that thing bolted back on here and get it setting up so we can fill her up. Am I going to be done with this for the evening? Hardware's all cleaned up. Let's move on to the diff cover itself. God damn it. Well, call it hackery if you want, but here's a Felpro gasket, and I always use a gasket. And I know you don't have to, but I always like to take a little bit of gear oil specific type RTV and put on the case before I put the gasket on. And I'll do the same on the diff cover side. You can call it not quite right, call it whatever you want. I call it a little bit of extra insurance. So those are Felpro gasket, and I'll get the diff cover down here after I get it cleaned up. Just a final clean on it, and we'll throw her on. Okay, so located right here on the driver's side front, or pinion side of the differential, is the fill hole. So, there we go. Pull her on out of here and see what we need to do to be able to get fluid into there. I think what we'll have to do is just go inside and get my pump. So anyway, there's your little fill cap. Just a 3/8 square. And let me go get some gear oil. We'll start on this thing. Alright, let's go ahead and fill her up. This is what we're running. 75 140 full synthetic Valvoline. Meant for heavy trucks. This is in this nice little squish bag. Something I've never really dealt with before, so we're going to see if it's going to work.